So you're going on a trip, and some people can't bear the thought of traveling without a group. But is solo travel really that bad? From my experience, I can say that it has a bunch of advantages that make it worth a shot, and while it's not for everybody, you might want to try it at least once in your life. But why exactly is that? And how does group travel stack up in comparison? Stay tuned to find out. Let's start off with the most popular choice, group travel. There are a bunch of options when it comes to group travel. Most people would think of trips with a big old group of friends, and there are plenty of fun things that you can do with that. It can be a great way to get back together if you haven't seen each other in a while. Like, we all have those high school or college friends that we promised we'd stay in touch with, right? Group travel gives you the chance to catch up and experience some new things while you're all together. And let's be real, if you drink, you're going to be doing a lot of it while you're on vacation, and it's always better to do that in a group. And I mean it, it actually kind of sad to sit at a bar all on your own. But these are just the first things that come to mind as far as group travel is concerned. There are far more practical benefits to gain here as well. For example, group travel tends to be a lot cheaper than going at it alone. It makes sense, right? Like you can all get an Airbnb together, which might be less than pricey individual hotel rooms. And when you go out to eat, you can eat really affordable platters that everyone can chow down on. Then we have the small matter of hosted tours. These wonderful experiences are specially curated to give you the trip of a lifetime. You'll make lifelong memories, and that's partly due to the nature of the trip, and partly due to the people you're with. Now, if you're hoping to enjoy something like this on your own, you're fresh out of luck. Most trips like these require a minimum number of travelers, so group vacationers can book a private tour if they prefer. And of course, you can still go on a hosted tour if you're traveling alone, you'll just have a hard time finding anyone to talk to. The people that go on these tours are almost always in a group, and you might end up feeling like a fifth wheel in every conversation that you have. Besides, this is not what you should be going for on solo trips. But more on that later. For now, let's stick with more advantages on group travel. And here's another one. Group trips can give you more access to more places. You can book a rental to take anywhere you want to go, and once you get there, you'll feel a lot safer. Most tourist spots aren't going to be all that dangerous to begin with, but hey, the risk is always there, right? And whoever's out there looking to steal from you will probably jump at the chance to hit a solo target, but they think twice before doing it to a group. There's safety in numbers, and that's something you should take advantage of as much as possible. And let's not forget the possibility of getting injured. Going to the hospital can be an absolute hell on your own, especially if you don't speak the local language. Having some close friends or even some traveling acquaintances at hand can help get you through it. On a side note, please get some health insurance for whatever you're traveling to. It could save your life. But anyway, it's not just about getting robbed or hurt. Traveling to a new country can be a bit disorienting experience in general, and you might need a support system to get you through it. It'll be fun too, but after a long day of mingling with the locals and trying new things, some people might want to get back to their hotel room and get a taste of the familiar to cleanse their palate. That's not always the case, because others might actually enjoy the feeling of disconnected from their country of origin. But there are different strokes for different folks, so choose accordingly. Now, if we're talking about professionally organized group tours, you also get the benefit of expert insights into every spot you visit. There'll be a tour guide ready for you to answer any questions that you might have, and other members of your group might also have some unique insights as well. It's no surprise that the majority of people prefer group travel, but what about going solo? Well, it has a unique charm of its own, so don't knock it until you try it. Okay, wary travelers already know that it might not be the safest option. When it comes to particularly distant territory, solo travel might actually be a downright dangerous option, so you should definitely proceed with caution. But with that said, it brings a level of freedom that you just can't get while traveling in a group. Like if the group wants to go somewhere where you don't want to, you don't have to go. Traveling alone means that you can go wherever your heart takes you. So there's a sense of adventure that can be truly intoxicating. Look, you haven't lived until some of you have made some spontaneous decisions while traveling, and that's just not possible in a group. If you hear about a spot that you want to get to and you won't have any time to waste before setting off. It might also be a bit easier to hang out with the locals because they won't feel overwhelmed by a whole horde of tourists invading their space. That's not to say that they don't mind hanging out with tourists, of course, but you have to admit, meeting one traveler is a lot easier than dealing with a group. You'll have a more authentic experience this way, and a more rewarding one ultimately. One of the most highly prized qualities for any vacation is immersion. While part of a group, you'll always be part of another. You'll always stand out as a visitor to a place where you don't quite belong. As a solo traveler, you'll be able to keep a low profile and fully integrate into community. You'll be a guest instead of a tourist, which makes for a different kind of a vacation. It also gives you a bit more flexibility in your budget, like if you don't mind staying at a seedy hotel if it saves you some cash for experiences, no one can stop you. Good luck trying that out with a group though. Chances are that most of your fellow travelers would riot if you try to take away their precious comfort. And if you're vacationing with close friends, there will be a minimum level of comfort that everyone would want to go for. Now you might want to splurge on some comfortable digs yourself, but that's the whole point. Having that much freedom of choice is worth more than gold to some people, so try to factor that into your decision. There's also a little something I like to call freedom of focus to consider. You might want to sit on a beach or a cliff and just take in the insights. A noisy group can seriously distract you from that experience, and you won't be able to get another chance again. The solitude that comes with solo travel allows you to focus on the things that matters most to you, allowing you to live in the moment instead of posing for 1,000 pictures. It sounds like a trope, but you really can find yourself during solo trips. We spend our lives surrounded by people, and if you want to get a break from that while you're on a vacation, more power to you. Traveling off to a beaten path can expose you to some of the most wonderful regions in the world. There's a whole wealth of rugged, mysterious, and downright mystical locals for you to explore, but they might not be suitable for everyone. Whether you're in a tour group or with some buddies, you have your work cut out for you when it comes to convincing them to try something different. Finally, there's a sense of accomplishment you'd feel once you make it through a solo trip. Anyone can go vacationing with a group, but it takes some brave and independent people to hack it out on their own. It can be a major confidence boost, so you'll get back home with the ability to handle anything life throws at you your way. In the end, it really depends on the type of vacation you want to have. Do you want to go out partying for a couple weeks, or would you prefer something a bit more meditative, something that can help you wash away life's worries without any excess or hedonism? There's nothing wrong with either of those options, and no one says you have to pick just one. But one thing's for sure, you can only have one vacation at a time. My advice, you should try out both of these options, but since you've probably gone on group trips already, consider going solo on your next vacation, or at least take some time away from the group to test out the water.